Carroll bringing it forward. Thompson's making the run. Carroll hangs on to it though. Still Davy Carroll. Could go all the way here. Oh, what a goal!
I don't know what it is that makes me love you so. I only know I never want to let you go. 'Cause you started something, you see, that ever since we met you had a hold on me. It happens to be true. I only want to be with you.
Good evening and welcome to this week's episode of Ringing the Blues, live from High Wycombe Town Centre in the studios of Wycombe Sound. Busy old show this week. We've got the chairman, Rob Couhig, talking about his trip here last week, and that includes the latest on investment into the club. We recap from all the games from last week. Dale Taylor joins us on Wish You Were Here, and the Wanderers TV Southwest correspondent, Jonny King, will join us at the top of the show too. But let's kick things off with our usual trip to Mexico City to hear from Uri and Saturday's results.
We are ringing the blues from Mexico City. It's me, Uri, and here are the results for League One. Bolton Wanderers 0, Wigan Athletic 4, Barnsley 1, Oxford United 3, Blackpool 0, Leyton Orient 0, Cambridge United 2, Bristol Rovers 0, Carlisle United 0, Exeter City 2, Charlton Athletic 2, Port Vale 3, Derby County 1, Fleetwood Town 0, Northampton Town 1, Peterborough United 0, Portsmouth 0, Cheltenham Town 0. This match had an incident that made news around the world. I'll tell you later. Reading 2, Stevenage 0, Shrewsbury Town 0, Lincoln City 1, Wycombe Wanderers 0, Burton Albion 0. Snoring. But well, we have an unbeaten streak of 2 matches already as we beat Leyton Orient in a midweek match. So, Chairboy Spanish this week. You know, Exeter City played away at Carlisle United on Saturday. This is a really long way and nearly in Scotland. So it reminds me of that Proclaimer song, When I Wake Up, well, you know I'm gonna be 500 miles away from you. So, Chairboy Spanish this week, I would walk 500 miles. How do we say 5 in Spanish? 5, cinco. 5, cinco. Then 500, 500. 500, 500. Miles, millas. Miles, millas. And walk, caminar. I would walk, caminaría. So I would walk 500 miles in Spanish. Yo caminaría 500 millas. Caminaría 500 millas por ti. So Chairboy Spanish this week. And yeah, that match against Portsmouth against Cheltenham. Do you know what happened? The linesman pulls calf, 4th official replaces linesman, then 4th official pulls calf, then play. Tannoy announcement for qualified refs in crowd. Cheltenham go back to dressing room. A fan in a Fred Perry top steps in. Thanks to the Statsman Dave tweet, I knew about this in Mexico. This made news around the world. Amazing. It's the magic of League One. So that's all for this week, and back to England with my amigo Phil Catchpole. Adios.
Cheers, Uri. Wonderful stuff as ever. Right then, last Tuesday night, Wycombe Wanderers under the lights in a beautiful summer evening at Adams Park. Here's how the action unfolded against Leyton Orient. Good evening and welcome to Adams Park, live from the Bill Turnbull Gantry. I'm Phil Catchpole. You're tuned in to Wanderers TV and Wycombe Sound 106.6 for full commentary of Wycombe Wanderers versus Leyton Orient in beautiful August evening sunshine here in South Bucks. Scowen Cross comes in to the back post again, Lowe's up there and it's there! Debut goal for Joe Lowe. Brilliant stuff from the chair boys. What a cross by Luke Leahy. And on his first league start for the club, Joe Lowe muscles his way into the back post and his right-footed volley nestles in the bottom corner. Wycombe Wanderers 1, Leyton Orient 0. Long ball over the top for Archibald is a good one. First time cross goes to the back post and it's there, the equaliser. Lovely ball in from Archibald. And Ruel Satoriu has equalised, left-footed volley past Max Striek. It came from out wide and the wide man from the right came in to meet the cross. First time. Wycombe Wanderers 1, Leyton Orient 1. Scowen, lovely ball through to Taylor. Taylor's blocked off by the run and that's a free kick on the edge of the area. What's the referee? It's a red! It's a red card. Taylor had his run blocked off. The referee has deemed this to be a clear goal scoring opportunity outside of the penalty area. He's produced the red card. And I'm just seeing which defender is it. It's Dan Happ, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it looked like it was, and in my opinion that's a correct decision. Taylor had got himself through on goal and there was contact on him blocking him off. Whether he actually would have been able to get his shot off on goal, I'm not sure, but you never know whether he would have done or not, and I think the referee then has to give the red card, especially with the new rules where they're becoming a little bit more strict on everything being given. I think that is the right decision.
Goes back to Leahy, digs out across. Taylor on the turn, narrow angle, puts it into Vokes. Vincent Young, can he get a shot away? He can't. He stays on his feet, but Wycombe Wanderers win a corner. It's really good attacking play down the left-hand side. The corner's taken short. Luke Leahy gets it back from Cambridge Young, goes to the back post, Lowe's there again, and he has scored again! Joe Lowe with a diving header in front of the terrace, and it's Limbs in the very end. Wycombe Wanderers 2, Leyton Orient 1. Luke Leahy, a buffet ball, gobbled up by Joe Lowe for his second for the Chairboys on his first league start for the club. Bring it on.
Get in there, Joe Lowe. What a way to find yourself in the starting 11 for the first time in the league. And Joe Lowe has been absolutely imperious at the back.
Lovely stuff as Taylor on the left-hand side. He's inside the area, he's looking for support. Gives it to Boys now. Boys, first time left-footed crosses a peach to the back post. Clawed away, but only as far as McCleary. McCleary to Scowen, who turns, narrow angle, and Taylor is there! The offside flag stays down, and Wycombe Wanderers have gone 3-1 into the lead, and Dale Taylor has opened his account for the season. McCleary into Scowen. Scowen dropped a shoulder and rolled the ball across to Taylor. And there we are, Wycombe Wanderers 3, Leyton Orient 1. Long throw into the box. Headed clear by Potts. Shot comes in, it strikes and hits the scene, it's in there. And Lorient are back in this one. A scrappy goal. The shot came in, it was tested down by Lowe and it fell nicely. Beckles is forwards, it's not comfortable for Wycombe. Potts heads clear. Scowen is there as well. Wycombe need to get something on it, and Leahy does. And Leahy sees the keeper off his line. He's got Boys to his left, and Leahy just chips it down, and the whistle goes. Wycombe Wanderers have got their first win of the season. A breathtaking game here at Adams Park. Leyton Orient played their part too. It finishes 3-2. It was 1-1 at half-time. The red card really brought the things to life. Wycombe Wanderers made the extra man count and went 3-1 up, but Leyton Orient were dangerous on the counter throughout. They got it back to 3-2. The 10 minutes went up, and it's been tight, it's been edgy, it's been entertaining stuff. Wycombe have played some great stuff this evening too. Late news, Leyton Orient assistant manager's just been shown a red card. Richie Wellens is lining up for his, and here it comes. Richie Wellens is sent off after the full-time whistle as well, and he's going back for more. I think he just wants to shake hands with the officials in what can only be seen as a sarcastic display of gratitude at the end there. Richie Wellens absolutely furious. Well, there you go. Never done at Adams Park, is it? Especially when the lights are on. After the game, I caught up with Matt Bloomfield.
Oh, what a game. Incident packed, wasn't it? It did everything. Sending off, goals, either end, late drama. There was a goalmouth action. We could have had more than what we had. I thought we looked a real threat in attacking areas. There's other bits I'd like to tidy up a bit better, I think, to be honest. But I think relief around the ground. I think you could tell the last 10, 15 minutes that the first win hadn't come yet, and we were kind of getting a bit edgy and defending for our lives. But it's certainly a relief to get that one on the board.
Let's roll back right to the very start. Joe Lowe, first league start for Wycombe Wanderers at centre back, and a first goal as well, and that was great to get things rolling.
Yeah, I think I said it after MK last Tuesday. Joey came in on trial, well, with a view to signing. He came to train with us. He was willing to take the chance to come and train in pre-season. We obviously played against him at Walsall last year when we were at Colchester, and he's impressed us in everything he's done. Every challenge we've set down to him, he's grabbed it. He's a level-headed boy. He just wants to play football and be the best he can be. I love his outlook on life. I love his attitude. And after the weekend, we felt that this was the time to give him his go in the league, and I thought he grabbed it with both hands. He's got to keep his feet firmly on the floor, but we know he will. We're delighted to have him here with us.
Orient took their chance in the first half, and it went in at 1-1 at half-time. What were your thoughts at half-time at 1-1?
Yeah, I wasn't very happy at half-time, I must admit. I thought we got our press slightly wrong. I thought that it was a soft goal to give away in terms of the way we tracked the run and then didn't mark in the box, so that was really disappointing. But I was pleased with the goal threat we had. I thought Dale looked lively all night. We know he's going to be a big player for us. Sam's missed a lot of pre-season, but it's really starting to look like Sam that we know and love. I wasn't really too happy at half time. We obviously made the decision to bring on Freddie. It was a tough decision to leave him out tonight, but we wanted to go with the experience of Joshy and Lukey in the middle of the park. And I just thought that Potsy would come on and give us that little bit of guile. Killian's missed a lot of pre-season as well with his at Palace, so we felt at 45 minutes it was just right to change shape and go to three in midfield and let Freddie come on. And I thought the ball he passed through to Joshy, and then the way we created ended up in a sending off, but Dale was through on goal. So yeah, it just felt like we needed something at half time, and I'm glad what we did paid off.
Lit the touch paper, that red card. What was your view on it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lovely pass. Potsy's accepted it, passed it through the lines. One of the main reasons we wanted him here was his ability to pass through the lines. Joshy playing slightly higher in the 8, again accepted and played the, 2 passes were through them, and Dale was through on goal. Vokesy got out of the way and Dale was through. He got pulled back. It's a red card. I'm not sure there's too much to be discussed about that, if I'm honest.
And Wycombe made the numerical advantage count 2-1. That man again, Joe Lowe.
Yeah, and he's a threat in the box, as we saw last year with his loan spell. He does attack it. He's a big boy, isn't he? He's a big old unit, and he's got a desire to get on the end of things. So it's good for him. I felt like it's just a shame we didn't have more, because I felt like there's balls that flashed across. Lukey had the one that dropped to him. Dale at the front stick that just missed it. Dale had another one where we pressed from the goal kick and won it back high up in their 18-yard box. So there was loads of near misses, but it was nice for Joe to get his, and then obviously it was great to see Dale get off the mark with the third as well, because he's been so close a couple of times. He's just such a team player. Dale was, we obviously saw him at Burton last year. We saw what a diamond of a boy he is. He just wants to come and do well for us, and I was chuffed to see him get off the mark as well.
Leyton Orient, though, didn't lay down. They brought the game to Wycombe as well, certainly in that last, I'd say 20 minutes, the 10 minutes at the end of the game, plus the extra 10 minutes added on. There were some nervy moments there. Yeah,
absolutely. I thought they were great all night, Orient. I think they're a good team. We watched the game against Portsmouth on Saturday, and Orient had some big chances, especially in the first half. They had some chances to go and get themselves on the score sheet. So we knew it was going to be a tough game. They've obviously got the momentum of last season. They've got some good players. Retained some real good players added to the group as well, so we knew it was going to be a tough test. I thought they were very good, and it was a really good football match. Both teams trying to play in the way that we both want to go about it. I thought they dominated the ball at times, so we had to stay strong in our defensive shape. But I think that evening games here at Adams Park, we're under the lights, and there's a zip to the pitch which gives it an extra edge and an extra pace to the game. I thought the terrace was top tonight, so thank you for the guys, and big relief at the end to share that moment with them. It's obviously been a testing couple of weeks, but I just said to the boys, there's no celebrations in there. We've got another game to go on Saturday, and we've got to make sure we're ready to go.
And finally, no Chris Farino in the squad tonight. Any news on that?
No, nothing. Just Chrissy's missed a lot of pre-season again. He had his wrist operation. He's we've discussed his situation already a number of times. So we don't need to discuss it anymore. He missed a lot of pre-season. He's had a lot going on, and I felt that he was magnificent at MK last week. But the recovery from Tuesday to Saturday, when you've missed a lot of pre-season, it's not that first game. It's the second and third that you struggle with your body. So we didn't want to make him an injury risk tonight. It was for his own benefit. We just felt that Saturday came around really quickly, and he tired last half an hour, and we felt that going again tonight. would cause him more problems than it would solve. So we made the decision to leave him out. He's done a bit of fitness work. He'll keep himself going. He's fit and available. We love him, Chris. There's nothing untowards before people try and make something of it that it's not. It's really not that. We love him to bits. We want him here. We see him as a big part of our long-term future. And yeah, it was just a decision we had to make, and we felt that the right time was put Joe in, and that kind of played into the hands. We can't, we don't want all experience, we don't all young. We need to try and get that blend right, and we've got to keep looking at that as we move forward.
The gaffer there after the Tuesday night victory against Leyton Orient at Adams Park, and we've got Joe Lowe on Knowing Me, Knowing Blues as well. So get your questions in via at WWFC official or at Wycombe Sound. Get your questions in for Joe Lowe. We're filming that one tomorrow. Lots of Leyton Orient fans were there, and it got a bit spicy at the end. Here's the opposition view, part 1. Rich T. Welland.
We were really unlucky not to get something out of that game. I fancied us at 1-1 with 11 men, but that sending off killed us. There were some really good performances, and we passed it around as well as we did last season at times. We were just sloppy at the back, and you can't survive if you do that at this level.
Watford. Oh.
We worked so hard, but it just wasn't to be. I think we had 73% possession at one stage. Wycombe looked docile, but they still won. The referee was terrible, and their third goal was awful. But we never gave up, and our support was fantastic. I'm disappointed to lose, as always, but we played well and just need a break. We'll be okay, but I think we'll have a fight on our hands.
Chicken Dansack.
I've had enough of this effing season already. What with 3 players crocked before they've even kicked a ball for us, own goals, red cards and goals conceded willy-nilly. It doesn't bode well, does it? Shocking decisions were made tonight by our manager and our Sunday League goalkeeper. I preferred League 2 anyway.
Jake Lawton.
Yes, we gave away some terrible goals and played with 10 men for almost half the time, but still very nearly got something from the game. It would have been totally deserved too. We were the better side, even with 10 men, and on another day we'd have taken at least a point. It was frustrating and annoying, but cut out the silly errors and we will be fine.
Kimru O.
As a game, that was great. Really exciting. I think the O's showed tonight that they'll do okay in this league this season. Oh yes, there's lots of room for improvement, but some luck going our way would certainly be a big help.
TWM 01303.
We were the better side by far tonight, but errors in our own box cost us yet again. The referee was shocking, but probably just incompetent, not corrupt, like the Premier League refs obviously are after that scandalous Man United VAR last night.
Cheltenham Swimmer.
That sending off wasn't an obvious error, and other referees might not have given it. My issue is that generally over the 90 minutes he favoured Wycombe. I was sat with the Wycombe supporters and I can't remember them complaining at the referee all evening.
Mr. Dobalina.
The way that officials are spoken to on the pitch is appalling. In no other sport can you behave like that. I'm glad it's being clamped down on. Hopefully, a few weeks of finding out that words and actions have consequences will force players and staff to pipe down.
Red in the face.
As an O's fan, I thought that was a great game, with both teams getting the ball down and playing decent football. No late challenges and no time wasting. Best of luck to Wycombe for the rest of the season.
The Reverend.
Even Wellens knows we're going to get thumped by Blackpool, so he's making sure he doesn't have to be there to see it.
Martin Heverson.
As a pro, Richie Wellens should know better and should set an example. I could understand it more if it happened during the game, but not on the pitch after the game is ended. It's just stupidity. It will no doubt cost him money and possibly cost the club too. Plus, of course, it means Matt Harrold will have to take the reins on Saturday at Blackpool in very difficult circumstances.
Great to hear Buster Merrifield being channelled there by the Regional Access Department. Right, coming up after these breaks, we'll hear from the chairman. Don't go anywhere.
Online, on Radio Player, and on 106.6 FM. This is Wycombe Sound.
You probably think you're pretty good at multitasking behind the wheel. I mean, you have to multitask to drive. So what's wrong with checking your phone? The thing is, your brain simply doesn't work that way. Even a quick look at the message, or firing off a quick reply, affects your concentration and makes you less able to react to hazards. If you use a mobile phone while driving, you're 4 times more likely to crash. Think. Put your phone away.
We could use this time to tell you that 89% of the UK population tunes into the radio every week, and every £1 spent on radio advertising delivers twice the audience of any other medium.
Or we could fill this spot with your advert. Wycombe Sound has a range of bespoke packages tailored to suit your budget and options to either create or send us your advert. Plus, a 10-minute interview to plug your company.
For more information, go to wycombesound.org.uk or give us a call on 01494 449900.
Advertising with Wycombe Sound has never been easier.
Thursday evenings from 7.
The Wycombe Wanderers show is now in its 4th season, and as you'd expect, we'll continue to bring you match analysis and highlights from Phil.
Jolo's coming to us, Phil. Oh my God. Oh wow, it's my first touch of the season. I punched it clear. I should have caught it, right?
I reckon you should have caught that. I reckon Max Striett catches that, Phil.
We'll regularly hear from manager Matt Bloomfield.
Of course, there's technical and tactical stuff that we've been working on that we would like to see, but in terms of what I want to see and have to see, it's all about the hard work, togetherness and team spirit, and everything else comes off the back of that.
As well as members of the current team.
You know, we have discussions about how we're going to do it better, and I think the only way you can do that is by keep practicing, keep learning, and hopefully then we'll get better and better with it.
And ex-players.
Everyone says as fast as I probably run, and they're probably right. Yeah, I was just a motion-fueled moment there, really. It was great because my dad is one of those people that gave me a lot of stick about not scoring as well, so I just wanted to see him and rub it in.
We'll bring you news from in and around the club, continue to follow Wycombe Wanderers women, and some things you wouldn't expect.
The Brownies were top draw.
And don't forget you can catch up with the show via the podcast.
The Wycombe Wanderers show, only on Wycombe Sound.
Welcome back to Ringing the Blues, live on Wycombe Sound 106.6 FM and online around the world as well. Coming up later on, we'll hear from Dale Taylor on Wish You Were Here, and Jonny King joins us live from Plymouth, of all places. Last week, Rob Couhig was in town, though, and we caught up with him up at Marlow Road. Rob, here you are, back at Marlow Road. You've seen your first game in the flesh of the season. How are you feeling?
I feel good. Obviously, it was a pain not to be over for the first couple of games. But it was good. The squad's magnificent. I really like what Matt has put together. I've told this to many people, including the team. This is a hand-selected club. Matt and I sat down in the middle of June, and he put on paper who we wanted, why he wanted them, and has executed on the plan. And I don't think there's a half a dozen managers throughout all the leagues that would have the courage to say, here's what I want. Here's how I'm going to go get them, and then execute.
And just to have a little bit of a light on your trips over. So these are busy times for you. What was on your list as you landed at Heathrow this time round?
Well, remember, I have my custodian with me. She's a little nervous because the doctor's permission I got to make the travel may or may not have been a fully go-get-'em Tiger sort of deal. So we wanted to be a little circumspect in what we've done. But obviously, we got here, we went to the match, we came by the training ground. That was on Tuesday. Yesterday, we were in meetings with the staff. I had to go to London to deal with some issues that are peripheral to the club and ended up back at home at 7 o'clock. So it was a 7 to 7 day. Today, we got started a little later. We started at 8:30. I was over at the training grounds or the stadium to meet with our people. Let me just give you a kind of update on that. I think the food and beverage transfer, and I love Will to death, but this is a different experience. I think by making the change, we've been able to hold prices and in some cases reduce them, and people have appreciated that. And so we're very happy with that. Our ticketing program is now second to none in the country, and I think Ryan and Ben have done a magnificent job with that. I was able to come in this afternoon, meet with Matt. Matt and I, in fairness, we talk 3 times a week, and we talk about the composition of the club, the budget. As you would know, I'm never far from my heart, but they've done magnificently with it, and how the club's doing and what we can do to help him. And then I got a chance to finally meet some of the players that we brought in, and I make a point of I'm not their best friend, and I don't make an evaluation ever about the players or their tactics or the like, but I like to know them as human beings because the Wycombe way is a real thing. We want legitimate, good citizens for us. Selfishly, it makes it easier to coach.
Wasn't very relaxing on Tuesday. Great result, great game, but very nervous at the end. How were you dealing with that?
Horribly. I mean, I legitimately, Missy was talking in my ear, and at one point I said, you can talk again and we'll converse once we're up by 2 goals. So we go up by 2 goals, and she says, well, you said I could talk. Here's what I wanted to talk about. And then, bang, we're back to 1. I said, I don't know if that was a gift or a curse, but yeah, it was how exciting. But the club plays so well, and, they got it. It's hard, and sometimes we have to remember this. The other 23 teams are actually trying as hard as we are. They're making quality judgments. And so the difference between winning and losing is only this much. And what we have to work on is making sure it's this much in our favor. I think Matt's got the right thing, but games like Tuesday scare the hell out of you.
Well, there's another game coming Saturday at Adams Park. You'll be there for the whole match day as well, wandering around, and fans can come have a chat with you, right?
Yeah. I enjoyed it. We got a chance to go up with the folks at now the Legends Lounge, which is I'll give you, and I got to give Neil Peters credit on this. Last year for this equivalent game, we sold 2 tickets in the lounge. This year it was 40. We're having a big day on Saturday. I'll come up and just shake hands and answer direct questions from people. Got a chance to go into the terrace, though, before the game. And our 1887 guys, is it, am I pronouncing that right? Yeah. They are terrific. And it is, you can tell the difference in the vibe from the place. And they should be congratulated and thanked. And the more people can get behind them. I don't think most fans realize, I certainly didn't, how important the supporters are to the club. But I have a chance to talk to the guys on the club individually all the time. And the first thing that they will tell you is they can legitimately feel the difference. And when that terrace is pumping up and going after it, they know something good's getting ready to happen. Or if something bad has happened and the terrace is still supporting them, great. What we have to do now is get the folks on the Frank Adams stand to join in, and a few more folks. And I think it's going to be a great season.
It was a great atmosphere Tuesday night as well. But the club have listened to the fans. This focus group in the summer, removal of the paint, etc., the drum coming back too. These are all big indicators as well. And it seems like the whole fan base is really starting to unite.
It really was. And I have to say this, and I know you've mentioned it, and Matt has. Everybody was so gung-ho for that first game. And then, 5 minutes in, all the air's out the balloon. But the important thing is resilience. And we show a great deal of resilience, and we're going to be fine. And yeah, we do listen. I think we encourage people to speak up. I don't think that there's another ownership group that's more, I wouldn't say attuned to what the fans want, because everybody's got their own judgment, but more willing to listen to what the fans have to say. Now, we reserve the right to disagree. As I told a group of them before the start of the game, if they kept it up, I'd have my brother Kevin come over and have him have a discussion with them. But
he's busy playing Football Manager, isn't he?
Kevin is one of the most knowledgeable people you'll ever meet about English football. So, and has been for a long time. But no, it's a lot of fun, and the fans pay for it. The guys I sometimes have trouble listening to are the guys I know who don't go to the games and have an opinion. But our job is to listen to everybody, not necessarily do what they suggest, but make sure that we've thought about what they've suggested.
You talked about outside investment last time we spoke to you as well. How's that progressing?
Very well. I want to be careful how I talk about it, but we're well along the way. I think that it is not an understatement to say that the opportunities that Wycombe provides are second to none in the EFL now. We are a club that is well run off the pitch, well run on the pitch. We have a history of doing things well. So we have been approached by, we set up what's known as a data room where you can, if you're a legitimate potential investor, you can come in and look at everything. And we've probably had 10 different groups, solid groups, look at it. All have expressed a very distinct interest. All are at various stages in it. Our job is going to be select the right one at the right time for the future of this club. And I mean, there's a certain degree of satisfaction in that we do it. One of the good things, though, is that we're not anxious. We don't need it right away. So that gives us a lot of latitude to say, Phil, you're not the right guy. Matt, you are. Because we want to make sure it's the right people who understand the chemistry of the club, the past of the club, and more importantly, in many ways for me, the future of the club. One of the hardest things we've had to do is get people to stop living in the past and start thinking about the future.
The blue sunglasses are back. Welcome to the third episode of Wish You Were Here. And fresh after opening his goal-scoring account for the Chairboys, this week we've got Dale Taylor. Dale, Richard Keogh put you in for this because he said he's old. He wanted to know what younger people do on their holidays. So what's your idea of a great holiday? What would be your favourite holiday?
My favourite holiday would probably be Orlando because I went with all my family. Even though I was still young, I can still remember all the things we've done. We've done all the water parks, the amusement parks, and I think growing up as a kid, I think that's very special to do. Do you know what I mean?
Family holidays.
Family holidays, yeah.
So did you do the beach as well? Did you go to Disneyland, or is it just?
Yeah, done them all. Disneyland, Universal, and all them. It was good, to be fair.
And now you're that bit older now. What's the ideal? If you're going away with your mates, what would that be like? Where would you go?
Probably a beach, like. I think that would be just something on the bucket list to do with all the lads for a good laugh. So I think that would be up there. Maybe Vegas as well.
Nice. Bucket list holidays in the bucket hat. If you're on the beach, would you wear that bucket hat?
Oh yeah, I would wear it, to be fair.
Available in the shop. Get yours. You can look like Dale Taylor too. When you are relaxing, is it a proper? Because obviously it's a physical strain of a football season and all the training. When you are on holiday, is it literally like sun lounger, or you are an activity holiday?
I went away with my missus there, to be fair. I went to Mallorca, and it was just a chilled holiday, to be fair. Like, kick the feet up and relax. Obviously, when you do a long season, the only thing you really want to do is take a bit of time and just kick your feet up for a while.
Now, Richard Keogh says he reads books by the pool. He said he was quite old school. What do you do to relax when you're by the pool?
Probably sip me a cocktail or something like that. Nah, I wouldn't be reading books. I'm not really into reading books, like, but it just depends. Anything on around the pool or something, or talking to my missus to keep me occupied or something. But no, I wouldn't read no books.
And what about an activity holiday? Keezy was saying he can't wait to go skiing once he finishes playing football. What about you?
Yeah, see, to be fair, I think I would like to try skiing as well. Obviously, being a footballer, you can't really go and do skiing if you wanted to. But no, I think that would be on my bucket list as well, to go doing skiing somewhere. And
we talk about holiday destinations, but Ireland and Northern Ireland as well, beautiful part of the world. Do you ever get to go home and class that as a holiday?
Well, if we classify it as a holiday, it's always raining, do you know what I mean? But no, it is. It's nice to get back home when you do, to be fair. Northern Ireland and Ireland, Dublin. Dublin's a really nice place. I don't know if you've been, but no, it's very nice down there as well, to be fair.
I'd love a trip to Dublin, definitely. It's not very relaxing though, but it's a good holiday.
Yeah, it's good to go on Christmas, to be fair.
And we've got to talk to you a bit about the football as well, because you got your first goal for the Chair Boys this week, and we're playing Burton Albion, who you played for last season as well, so that's going to be a big game for you. But talk to us about that feeling of scoring in front of the terrace against Orient the other night.
No, obviously I had a few chances that I should have put away before the goal, but no, obviously to score in front of the fans for my first goal for the club is massive for me. It's always good to get off the mark earlier rather than later, if that makes sense. But no, the fans were amazing and I really enjoyed it, to be fair.
One final question for you. Keezy put you in the hot seat. Who's the next Chair Boy to talk about their dream holidays?
I will put Brax.
Okay, we're going even younger.
Yeah, well, we'll get Braxton and see what his experiences are like.
There we are. Wish you were here. Dale Taylor. Coming up next week will be Cian Brecken. Enjoy training. We have to get the hat back, I'm afraid.
No worries.
Dale Taylor looking very good indeed in a bucket hat and looking good on the pitch as well. But Saturday, Burton Albion, one of his former clubs, were in town for the Saturday fixture at Adams Park. And here's what happened. Stuart Lewis joined us in the commentary box. Lee Heath for the free kick, then for Wycombe Wanderers. Left-footed. Tappers Ollie's forwards. Joe Lowe is there as well. 2 goals on Tuesday. They take it short into Josh Scowen. Lee Heath uses the angle again to clip it in towards Lowe. Gets it across. And it's a good save by the keeper. It's still not clear. And Sam Vokes in the 6-yard area. The keeper's made himself big. Big chance for the Chair Boys there. Ball headed down towards the midfield area where Josh Scowen gets it back for Wycombe. And now Lee Heath has the pitch open up nicely for him. He goes left to Harry Boyes. Boyes cross comes in. This time it's Kane Vincent-Young heads the ball 2 yards wide, and Wycombe Wanderers knocking on the door early on. Kane Vincent-Young to Scowen in the box. Scowen goes out wide, cuts it across, looking for Taylor. Almost a replay of Tuesday night's goal. Scowen is getting into some really good positions down that right channel. Now Tappers Ollie switches it, goes wide to Vokes. Vokes heads the ball down. Drops to Kane Vincent-Young, edge of the area, tees it up to Vokes on the volley! Just past the post, wonderful strike. I think the keeper's got a fingertip to that as well. Scowen looking for Phillips, it's a good turn. And then he pokes it through to McCleary, lovely ball. McCleary, edge of the penalty area, Hanlon getting in there, Hanlon! Oh, brilliant save, offside flag goes up. Offside flag goes up as Hanlon doesn't find the back of the net from 4 yards. McCleary's ball across was a buffet ball, wasn't it? Just needed to get something on it. He did, and we all expected the net to bulge it, but the keeper, I don't think he knew much about it, but has pulled out a great save. 45 seconds left at a minimum of 10. Can Wycombe find a chance right at the death? Potts into the box. It's a live ball to Hanlon. Hanlon back to goal. Spins, turns. Brandon Hanlon. Brayford steps across. Great defending by John Brayford. Every second of his experience used there as Hanlon tried to buy a yard. Wycombe have a throw on the far side. Finishing the game with their tails up, Wycombe. Can they find the goal? Boys into the box. Farino. Well marshalled by Oshalaja. Burton clear. Everyone back for Burton. Killian Phillips has space on the left-hand side. Wycombe Wanderers trying to get players into the box. Phillips with a cross. Headed clear. Headed down again by Phillips this time. Boys has made the run forwards and the referee blows his whistle. And despite the strong finish, Wycombe couldn't find a way through, Stu, and ultimately disappointment at home.
Yeah, I think both sets of players, second half, they looked physically on their knees at the end here, Phil. I think probably the game schedule and the relentlessness of the league has caught up with both sets of players, but probably Burton are probably happier with the point. Wycombe will rue the chances in the first half where Vokes could have scored and there was real dominance, but second half was a little bit fragmented from both teams, and probably on reflection a point. And Dino Maria's just been sent off.
Wow, Dino Maria sent off after the final whistle, second yellow, and he's getting his money's worth now, because now he's been sent off, he's still screaming at the referee, and Jake Caprice is trying to hold back Dino Maria, which is no easy task, let me tell you, which means we will not see Dino Maria after the game, because he won't be allowed to speak to anybody. A whole section of stewards is coming across, and for the second time in a week, the opposition manager sent off. Unfortunately, we can't bring you news of goals. I'd rather be talking about goals than red cards. Stuart, it's been great to have you up in the commentary box for your insight. Great to see you back here at Adams Park. You're welcome anytime, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Phil. It's been brilliant coming back here today and seeing some old faces, and unfortunately didn't get to see a win, but yeah, brilliant experience for me and my family, and hopefully I'll get back some stage this season.
After the game, we caught up with the Chairboys gaffer, Matt Bloomfield. Gaffer, a tight one, 0-0 here in front of the home fans.
Yeah, I'm proud of the performance. I'm proud of the way we're going about our business. I'm proud of the way the boys are taking on the messages. I thought in the first half we were very good. Had a real goal threat about us. I thought the goalie made a couple of really, really good saves. And sometimes that's the way it's been. You know, the hardest thing in the world to win football matches, and there's no divine right. You know, I felt like we were on the front foot. I felt like we were in the ascendancy, and no two halves are ever going to be the same. And it's hard to replicate that after the first half, the way it went with the way it went for us. So we tried. Obviously, we made some changes, brought a bit more energy about us. It's been a long, a lot of games in the first couple of weeks, and I felt like we were starting to flag a little bit last 20 minutes, but we had another rally at the end, and on another day maybe could have come away with a point. They say goals change games, but if Wycombe go in front early in that first half when the chances came, then you'd think you'd go on from there? Of course, I think that. Yeah, obviously, we've had, I think, 15 shots, 9 on target today, so we've got to be pleased with those kind of figures. Vokes, he's had a couple of big chances first half. The one he's hit on the half volley was an unbelievable shot. Great save from the goal. He's had one come across. I thought Sam offered a real good threat for us this afternoon, and Dale off him. And it was kind of, I suppose, it was a lot of nearly moments for us today. But I'm proud of the performance. I'm proud of the boys, and we take the point and we move on. We've seen a lot of substitutions as well. Is that indications of the disjointed pre-season that many of the boys have had? Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what it is. We're having to do some pre-planned, and we're having to do some in the moment, which obviously makes it tough. The boys are still building up their fitness. We're in-game practices for us because we missed out on the pre-season. Obviously, with all the extra time that we're playing as well, that obviously is a factor. You know, I feel for the officials because there's, it feels like there's loads of new rules for them. And it's slightly inconsistent at the moment how much they're being implemented. So I think we've got to be proud of the way we're trying to go about our business, trying to embrace the new rules, embrace the way the game is going. And so we learn from it, and we make sure we keep moving forward.
Online, on Radio Player, and on 106.6 FM. This is Wycombe Sound.
Get the most out of your busy routine with new Skechers hands-free slip-ins. No bending over, no tying laces. Just step in and go. These are the Skechers that get you out the door quickly, comfortably and fashionably. Skechers hands-free slip-ins. Innovative footwear suited for every walk of life. Find your perfect pair at Skechers in the Eden Centre, High Wycombe.
Welcome to our world of merry music.
This is a journey
where everybody lends a helping hand.
Into sound.
Every Tuesday night there's a 2-hour blast through 6 decades of soul, 50 years of funk, and, well, look, there's soul from the Motown era, proper disco tunes from the 70s and beyond, plus jazz funk and loads more. All back-to-back, non-stop for your grooving pleasure.
Tuesdays at 10 on Wycombe Sound, 106.6 FM, the Funk and Soul Archive, with Nick Keir.
Welcome back to Ringing the Blues, live from Wycombe Sound Studios in the centre of the Chair Metropolis. Coming up, we've got our Southwest correspondent for Wanderers TV, Jonny King. But first, we've got to hear from the Brewers fans, all 141 of them who made the trip on Saturday to Adams Park. They were pleased, I think, to get a point, and had a few things to say about their manager too. It's the Opposition View, Part 2.
Edward Walker.
A dull game overall, but a big improvement. It were a stellar full debut from Crocombe in goal, but not one man in yellow put in a bad performance today. Considering Burton have lost their last 4 league games at Adams Park, we'll happily take that.
Fred Andrews.
We was absolutely mauled in the first half, but by some miracle it remained 0-0, so we're still in it. It were a poor performance again, but an away point at Wycombe is never easy. We need to try and match the other relegation battlers, and this point keeps us in touch. Performance aside, a first point on the board and a clean sheet is most welcome.
Mikey boy.
I saw a Brewers team giving everything to bring back a point in a tough away fixture. It were a hard-won point in a battling performance. We're up and running.
Shinka.
I'll happily take that point and a clean sheet. We were much better today, and what a top performance from Crocombe in goal.
G. Wassey.
A very good performance today from the Brewers. Our shape was miles better, and we kept a clean sheet. I would imagine we'll get a few players back from injury in the next week or two. On paper, we're a good squad, so now it's time to build on today's solid performance.
Kyle.
In the second half, we were a lot better, but still a long way off what you would expect, in my opinion. But I'm trying my hardest to be positive.
David, WT 1997.
Crocombe were the best player on the pitch and deserves a run in the team after today. With a striker on the pitch, we'd have probably have converted 1 or 2 of those chances, but we go through the tough times together to make the good times feel even sweeter. Today hopefully shows us there's light at the end of the tunnel. Go again Saturday, Brewers.
Popside Pete, 59.
Apparently Dino Mamria was sent off for 2 yellows, one during the game and another one after the final whistle, for asking the officials about some dubious decisions.
Ian McGibbon.
It's about time the authorities did something. I don't see how difficult it can be to learn how to behave. Dino was also booked in a previous game, weren't he? It's like continually going 60 miles an hour in a 30 limit and then wondering why you end up with no licence despite numerous warnings.
Inside left.
Mamria's behaviour on the touchline is poor and an embarrassment. It always has been. He does himself no favours and really needs to look at it. In the last home game, he were yellow carded for gesticulating and effing and blinding at the referee and the fourth official. The amazing thing is, he just took the yellow card and carried on doing it. Of course, people will say, it's fine, it's passion, he cares, etc., etc. But we don't accept it from Steve Evans and Joey Barton et al. And Dino's no different, if not worse. I couldn't see anything in today's game to get that irate about. Come on, DM, have a think.
The opposition view. Always good. Thank you to the Regional Access Department and Vital Lynn once again. And dare I say, the voice of reason from some football fans this week. Even some of the Leyton Orient fans praising Wycombe Wanderers for their style of football. Whatever next. Well, let's chat to a Wycombe Wanderers fan. Jonny King is our Southwest correspondent. He's the finest trumpet player in Plymouth, who's also a Wycombe Wanderers fan. It's a great title. Jonny, you are live on Ringing the Blues. Please do not swear. How are you?
Evening, Phil. Don't worry, I won't swear. I'm not typing, so I'll be all right. I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm very excited, mate, because Saturday I get to work with you in the commentary box because you're coming to Bristol Rovers to cover the magnificent Chairboys on the road at the Memorial Stadium. I use the word stadium in the loosest possible sense here.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a kind of a shanty town with a bit of green in the middle. But as Joey Barton rightfully says, it's a fantastic ground, much better than Adams Park, and it is an honour that we get to go.
We should actually talk about our travelling fans, because there's only 500 tickets available in an open terrace. No seating, which I believe is against EFL regulations. They're having some sort of rebuilding work going on. It's not been done in time for the start of the season. So we might have some more listeners and viewers on Saturday due to the fact that many people can't travel. In fact, the club even requested a beanbag facility, because for our DSA, Disabled Supporters Association, were planning on going. They can't go because there's nowhere for them to go. So it's not the ideal situation, is it? But we might get some more listeners out of it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is a shame, and the train strikes as well, which is going to really have a massive impact on travelling supporters, and a massive shame for our Disabled Supporters Association. I know there's a lot of hard work has gone into getting that going over the last 12 months, and my heart does go out to them, because it's not right that they're missing out on the game because of this. But every cloud has a silver lining, and they can enjoy our dulcet tones on Saturday. So, maybe they're doing even better. You don't have to go to Bristol, and you still get to watch the game. It's win-win.
We might just have made their life a lot worse if they've realised the true horror of the situation by having to listen to us. Wycombe fans will see, though, Wycombe Wanderers wearing red and white on Saturday as well, which will be very exciting. I wasn't a fan of the gold in inverted commas kit. We had a dreadful record in it. I'm very hopeful for this red kit. It looks wonderful.
The new kits from Hummel are absolutely beautiful. The red one is lovely. There was a bit of worried talk about how much we'd actually even see the team wearing it. It's nice to hear that he's going to be getting an outing, and hopefully we'll have a much better record in it than we did the gold kit.
Yeah, red kits down the years with Wycombe. There's been some great moments, isn't there? So I think, and also you'll appreciate this on Saturday from the commentary box as well. They're just easier to spot. The sandy kits or the gold kits I couldn't pick out from the crowd, and I'm thinking, well, if I can't see it, then maybe the players in a bit. I don't want to sound like Alex Ferguson here when Man United played in grey and couldn't see each other, but that may have played a part. What do you reckon?
Yeah, quite possibly, and I think. Yeah, knowing now that we had such a bad record in it, I think we'll definitely claim that was what it was. But yeah, no excuses now. When you're wearing bright red, it's like when you wear bright yellow boots. You've got no excuse. You've got to play well. So hopefully we put on a good show.
Well, fingers crossed. Let's talk about the fanzine, Johnny. You are the editor of the Wanderers fanzine. I didn't get a chance to buy one. Is there any left?
I believe there is. Unfortunately, I couldn't make the Burton game, but I believe there are some still left. And they'll be on sale for our next Saturday home game, which I think is not till September the 9th now when we play Cambridge. But there should be some on sale. But I would recommend to people that if you did miss out on a copy, come by early for the Cambridge game, because there might be sort of limited stock left, I'm afraid.
It's always a fantastic read. What's in this week's episode? Or edition, sorry, for print?
It's put me on the spot. I edit and I can't remember it.
Come on, you just throw this together, don't you?
Pretty much, yeah. 4 a.m. on the day we go to print. There is, as well as all the usual features, there is a look back at some. It's a bit of a tough read. There's a look back at some of the players who have slipped through our net over the years, which is you kind of read that one through your fingers, maybe. Another important one is the announcement of the winner of last season's Nolan Award, which is timely because it's a bit of a spoiler, but it's Joey Barton who we're going to be seeing on Saturday. So you might have to protect me if he comes looking for me after the game.
It's a great award in football, the Nolan Award. Can you describe to our listeners who are unaware of the Nolan Award what it is?
Sure, it was inspired by Kevin Nolan after he went on a magnificent rant after a game against Wycombe, and I thought we need to honour this. So the Nolan Award was invented. And it's an award for the angriest opposition manager of the season. Unfortunately for Kevin Nolan, that season, when he had it in his grasp, and then out of nowhere, Harry Kewell just blew him out their water right at the end of the season with an even better rant. So the award that we especially created for Kevin Nolan, he ended up coming runner-up, which there's something poetic about that maybe. But the winner always gets a £5 book token to spend on a title of their choice. So it's worth winning.
Absolutely, and I remember Kevin Nolan had to look Kevin Nolan in the eye there and come to terms with that disappointment, but he got over it eventually. But Joey Barton, he's getting a book token, is that right? I mean, he's a man of poetry, I believe.
He says he is, yeah, and a man of nature and all that. We broke with tradition this year. He didn't get a book token. We've made a donation to Refuge instead. So yeah, not spending £5 on Joey Barton. Derek Adams, fine, but not Joey Barton.
Wow. Okay. Let's talk about managers, because Wycombe Wanderers are on a hat-trick of managerial red cards. Richie Wellens sent off last Tuesday night at Adams Park. Dino Manria following on Saturday. Are we going to make it a hat-trick with Joey Barton on the Saturday at the Memorial?
I mean, morally, I shouldn't recommend people put bets on things, but if you were going to, you would, wouldn't you? I mean, yeah, he's not known for being particularly calm in just any situation ever. So I think there's a fairly strong chance that he will get his marching orders, if not during the game, then on the full-time whistle.
I mean, Wycombe really can't claim any credit for this. It is down to the referees and also the new laws that they are implementing. We heard Burton fans there sort of bemoaning the behaviour of their manager, Dino Manria. What's your take on it? Do you think the managers are going to smarten up a bit on the touchline when they realise they're going to get fined and banned?
Yeah, I think so, and I hope so. I mean, we kind of enjoy it a bit, don't we? And sometimes we want our own managers to go and have a bit of a word with the ref at full time. But I think it's generally better for the game if this kind of stuff is phased out, and I think it is going to take a few managers a few red cards before they kind of get it into their head. And I mean, Joey Barton does love a word with the ref at full time, from if memory serves. So it might take him about, I don't know, 3 or 4 seasons to get the hang of it, but he'll get there.
I've been led to believe just merely approaching an official after the full-time whistle was a yellow card. Richie Wellens did a fantastic Liam Gallagher impression when approaching the referee last Tuesday, and then was shown the card. I've been told by Matt Bloomfield off the record that the reason managers do that with the hands behind the back thing is because if they're seen to raise their arms at all, then that's also a yellow card. So that's why they do the Liam thing. So a nice bit of insight there from our own gaffer.
Yeah, that sounds a little... you want the referees to use a bit of discretion in those situations. Maybe if the arm's at an unnatural angle, like with penalties. But I mean, if that's what it takes to kind of phase out the bad behaviour, then so be it. But it does seem a little bit overkill, in my opinion.
Well, which front man would you mimic to approach a referee? There's a question for next week. Jonny, looking forward to Saturday. Are we going to get some absolute commentary gold dust for you in the commentary box?
I hope so, and if you don't get it from me, you're definitely going to get it from Phil. So tune in.
All right, I hope you bring some sweets, mate. Jonny, I'll see you Saturday. Right, that's it for this week's show. We'll be back next Tuesday, just before the Sutton game, but join us on Wanderers TV for the game at Bristol Rovers on Saturday.